Adolf Coors and Frederick Miller came to the United States in the 19th century with their proprietary yeast and dreams of brewing great beer. Between 1850 and 1890, immigration, urbanization, and a new American-style lager led to an explosion in beer's popularity. As the demand for beer increased, brewers began to subsidize or own bars and saloons, which became known as tied houses. As competition between tied houses grew, some establishments supplemented their income with gambling and prostitution. This trend re-energized the temperance movement, which argued that alcohol contributed to or caused a number of social issues, including gambling, prostitution, crime, domestic violence, divorce, and poverty. Historically, brewers had largely ignored the temperance movement. Brewers felt protected because alcohol beverages provided approximately 40% of federal tax revenues. However, that protection diminished when the federal government established the personal income tax in 1913. In 1919, the 18th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and the Volstead Act were passed, making it illegal to manufacture, transport, or sell alcohol. But Prohibition led to its own problems. It didn't eliminate the demand for alcohol. Citizens were willing to break the law to obtain alcohol, and organized crime stepped in to meet the demand. And then, in 1929, the Great Depression hit, leading the federal government to look once again to brewers to stimulate the economy by providing new jobs and additional tax revenue. A movement to repeal Prohibition gained in strength, and, after 13 years, Prohibition ended in 1933. The brewers were back in business, but there was a trade-off. They were now subject to government regulations and expected to self-regulate as well. The federal government enacted laws to ensure there would be a separation between brewers and retail outlets. As a result, tied houses are now illegal, and beer may only be distributed through a three-tier system of brewers, distributors, and retailers. The federal government also established the TTB, which is a federal agency that regulates beer. The TTB collects excise taxes, approves all beer labels, enforces the trade practice restrictions between brewers and retailers, and regulates brewer advertising and marketing materials. In addition to federal laws, each of the 50 states has enacted its own tied house and trade practice laws. This complex web of trade practice laws limits how MillerCoors interacts with all types of retailers and, in turn, consumers. The potential consequences of non-compliance with government regulations or failure to self-regulate include increased scrutiny from anti-alcohol groups, increased government regulation, and increased excise taxes.